Good afternoon. How's everyone doing?
Great, how are you?
Great. I just want to excuse myself. I want to apologize because I'm a little sick right now, so if I sound a little off, that's kind of why. So let's begin. Imagine in a world, in a place such as Puerto Rico, California, where people constantly have to worry about the next hurricane or the next wildfire, because thanks to global warming, they are more and more occurring. Well, don't imagine this because it's actually real and it's happening right now. I am a strong supporter of helping the world in preventing global warming. I have done extensive research the past 2 weeks in order to prepare for my speech. As some of you or all of you might know, what happened with Puerto Rico last year with Hurricane Irma in August 2017, where in a month, over 1 million people were left without power, and not a month later, got hit with Hurricane Maria, which left the island with no food, no water, and killed over 4,300 people. Global warming is a very important issue today, and I hope to persuade you by telling you what it is, what its effects are, and how you can help prevent it. I hope to persuade you to help you take action. Let's begin with answering the first question: what is global warming? To explain what global warming is, I have to explain the greenhouse effect. And thanks to my survey, I know that 100% of you all believe in global warming. Corey Richards published an article, and he works for nationalgeographic.com. In January 30, 2018, he explains that how greenhouse gases work. Basically, they trap heat within the atmosphere, and instead of that heat bouncing back into space, it stays on Earth and heats up the planet at a more faster rate. What contributes to this massive amounts of carbon dioxide, which is one of the greenhouses, is us by burning fossil fuels. There are other greenhouse gases shown here. We have methane. Methane is produced by burning fossil fuels, and also due to decomposition and manure management with domestic livestock. There's also nitrous oxide. This is a very powerful greenhouse gas, and is released due to soil cultivation practices such as commercial usage of organic fertilizers and nitric acid reduction. Then there's water vapor, and you might think water vapor is not that bad, but it actually is. It's created due to the increase in temperature, and it adds like a feedback to global warming and makes it more powerful. Now that we have answered our first question, what is global warming, let's answer the second one. What is the effects of global warming? Thanks to the releasing tons of greenhouse gases every year, there's been some really serious consequences. An article called Extreme Weather by Thomas J. Wilbanks, published on July 2015, page 11, says the intensity and the frequency of storms are increasing. Global cyclone analysis show that the frequency will increase by more than 10% by 2050 compared to 1985 and 1995. On page 6, it also shows that 2011, 2012, and 2013 saw an unusual number of extreme weather events, such as Hurricane Sandy, that maybe some of you might remember, I know I do, and Hurricane Irene. There was also droughts in the southern Great Plains, record floods in Mississippi River Valley, destructive tornadoes in unusual times of the year, and dramatic wildfires in the West, all within those 3 years. A recent study by John J. Weens from the Department of Ecology and Evolutionary Biology at the University of Arizona in September 2016 found on climate-related data, local extinctions already occurred in hundreds of species, including 47% of the 976 species surveyed in the study. One of those species is shown here, and it's a golden frog. It's no longer with us. And also you have like polar bears that are being affected Maybe some of you have seen the photos of, them stranded in a piece of ice, very, very skinny because they have no food. Frequent extinctions are frequent along different types of climate zones and species, but they're more common in tropical species than in temperate ones, more common in animals versus plants, and also more common in freshwater species than in saltwater species. Not just animals are affected, but also we humans are. According to the Center of Disease Control and Prevention's website, last updated on December 11, 2014, ground level ozone is associated with diminished lung function, increased hospital admissions, and emergency room visits related to asthma. If there are no regulatory controls against ground level ozone layer, estimates for premature deaths are estimated to be from 1,000 to 4,000 by 2050. Also, thanks to the increased temperature, there's warmer seasonal air due to climate change, which makes the allergy season longer and makes people more sensitive to pollen. Also, asthma prevalence rates in the US increased from 7.3% to 8.4% into 2010. For some of you who might not know, asthma prevalence is the percentage of people that are diagnosed with asthma and still have it after a certain amount of time. So, there will also be more health, heat-related deaths, and extreme weather events such as hurricanes, and also more food shortages due to longer droughts. Now that we have answered our first and second question about global warming, let's answer the third. What can be done about it? Believe it or not, fighting against global warming is already happening right now. 50% of you showed through my survey that you don't believe the government is taking action right now. And so you might be surprised to hear a little bit about this. According to a journal by Thomas Wilbank, volume 57, which was previously mentioned, events in 2012 resulted in the Climate Action Plan by the Executive Office of the President in June 2013. This plan supported economic and natural resources protection. It also stressed the importance of using sound evidence to manage climate impacts, which is probably one of the most important aspects of that climate plan. Wilbanks also mentioned research on sea level rise is being done right now by the Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research, National Center for Atmospheric Research, and also the National Oceanic and Atmosphere Administration. These private and government agencies are not just researching sea level rise, levels, but also droughts, floods, and heat waves. The journal, the most effective. In the journal, the most effective climate change solutions are rarely discussed by Teacher Science, volume 84, says that there are 4 easy actions you guys can do to help prevent climate change. Those are eating a plant-based diet, avoiding air travel, living a car-free life, and having smaller families. Living a car-free life saves about 2.4 tons of carbon dioxide a year, and eating a plant-based diet saves about 0.8 tons of carbon dioxide a year. These two methods, actions, have a greater potential to reduce emission than common recycling does in changing light bulbs. Recycling is 4 less times effective than plant-based diet, and just changing light bulbs is 8 times less effective. Let's recap. Due to gas emissions, tons and tons, millions of tons of carbon dioxide, methane, everything we talked about, the planet is warming up, and it's a big, big issue. Plants are dying, animals are dying, we humans, we're suffering, our health is diminishing, and we need to do something about it. Thankfully, the government is already taking action, and I just told you 4 ways that you guys can make a difference. By knowing what it is, what it does, and how we can fix this problem, we can come together and help restore balance in the earth, be healthier humans, and help the organisms that were meant to prosper. And like President Francis Hollande of France said, we have a single mission: to protect and hand on the planet to the next generation. Thank you.